We have a few stories to talk about today. We have the norovirus, of course, strikes again. We're going to talk about that. And then we have a popular cruise destination that is wanting to open up another port. We're going to talk about that as well. And of course, would you pay $2.6 million for a suite on a cruise ship? We're going to talk about that. Stay tuned for your cruise news today, Monday, April 28th, 2025. Hey, welcome back. I'm Jordan with Beyond the Dock. We've got quite the lineup, but first, let's talk about the norovirus. So the norovirus is a gastrointestinal illness that is pretty popular to be contracted on cruise ships. Not that a lot of people get it, but if there's a breakout, that's what it's going to be, most likely. Just to give you an idea of how bad it is, this year is worse. We already have 13 cases of outbreaks this year, and it's only the end of April. Last year, there were 18 total. The year before that, there were only 14. We almost passed 2023 and we're catching up to 2024 numbers, and we're not even halfway through the year yet. So as a reminder, you need to wash your hands. So after you go to the bathroom, wash your hands, and before you eat, wash your hands. So the CDC recommends soap and water over the alcohol hand sanitizer. Of course, if you don't have any soap or water, hand sanitizer will work. It's not as effective. So what can you do? Well, other than washing your hands, do that. Just wash your hands. Also, try to avoid touching surfaces, like in the buffet line. If you don't need to touch something, don't touch it. If you're in popular areas or well-trafficked areas, just don't touch things if you don't need to touch them. Now, there was another illness that broke out on Royal Caribbean's Symphony of the Seas for Legionnaire's disease. I shouldn't say broke out. There was one passenger that after they got home from the cruise reported that they had Legionnaire's disease. So they're not sure if they contracted it before the cruise or after. And that was just earlier this month. Legionnaire's disease is not contracted by touch. It's contracted through breathing in water droplets that are infected. So often this will happen in hot tubs. So Royal Caribbean has bumped up their sanitation efforts for the water, and they don't expect any other issues to happen. They're continuing on with their next sailing, but they did let passengers know that there was a person with Legionnaires on the cruise. So if you're not sure what Legionnaires is, it's a type of pneumonia. So you can get cough, fever, muscle ache, soreness, those types of things. So you might think you just have the flu, but it could be something worse. So be sure to let the medical staff know. As always, I know you are on a cruise. It could be once in a lifetime or once in a several years type of thing, but just don't be selfish and let the crew know when you're not feeling well so that they can take necessary precautions. You don't want to infect others with the same illness that you have. So up next, we're going to talk about Mosquito Bay in Puerto Rico, Vieques to be exact. The mayor there wants to build out the port that is already there to enable large luxury cruise lines to come in at their port. So this pier was started by the US Navy in 1941, and then they stopped building in 1943. So it has the beginnings of infrastructure there. They don't have to do a whole lot more to expand it. Of course, it doesn't need to be updated, and there's some expansion, but the water's deep enough for the large cruise lines. It's 42 feet deep. So there's plenty of room, and they expect this to help the island quite a bit with all that tourism it could bring in. Of course, some local residents are not happy about it because although it may help local businesses, it also will bring in thousands of people. But this will boost the economy there by more people spending money and more jobs for those that are in need. So it could be a good thing for Vieques. But what do you think? I personally have never been there. I'd like to go visit, but I can see the other side where tourism can bring in dollars, but also brings in other issues. Regent Seven Seas has just released their itinerary for their ship Seven Seas Splendor for January 2028. Now, this is a world cruise that will be 140 days long. We'll go to the South Pacific, over to Europe, the US, And now Regent is a luxury cruise line, so keep that in mind with the price. But the brochure price for 2 on board their Regent suite is $2.6 million. That's for a 140-day cruise, all inclusive, their best suite, but still $2.6 million. That's a lot of money. Now, of course, the brochure price is not really the price you end up paying because, as you know, most cruise lines have a high price and they have a sale price. If you act now or take advantage of a special offer, then the price is a lot lower. If you don't take advantage of the offer, the brochure price starts at $256,000 per person and goes to $1.8 million per person. But if you take advantage of these special savings, you can knock the price down to $94,000 to start and up to $882,000 for the suite. I know you're probably going to jump on this right away, but it's kind of late already. There's already a wait list. Now you're probably wondering, why would any suite be that much money? This suite is 4,432 square feet. It has 2 private balconies, each with their own mini heated spa, and has 2 bedrooms. Now the ship itself is only built for up to 746 passengers, and every suite is a balcony, or every room is a balcony or a suite, so they're all luxurious rooms. There are 9 dining rooms. Of course, this is all inclusive, so dining, Wi-Fi, alcohol, laundry, all that is included. Excursions as well, first come, first serve. So more and more companies are adding world cruises to their itinerary because so many people like going on these long cruises. I would love to do that one of these days. I'm going to. But this cruise is 140 days. Vista has a 197-day World Odyssey cruise, and Viking has a 163-day World Cruise. So there are several of these longer cruises now, and prices vary, so you can pick if you want ultra luxury or a nice ship. Well, that's it for your cruise news today. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this. Would you spend that much money on a suite? I imagine the answer is no, of course not. But if you had the money to do it, would you do it? I'd like to know. Thanks for watching today. I'm Jordan with Beyond the Dock. If you haven't done so already, please be sure to like and subscribe. It really helps us out. And until next time, we'll see you as we venture beyond the dock. Happy cruising.